up, but we also have the Mouttet Mile a little bit later on this afternoon from Jamaica. Big field of 15. We've talked quite a bit about Ride All Day. He has plenty of stories surrounding him with the ownership, leading trainer, and Javier Castellano, 7-time Travers winner, going down to Jamaica to ride All Day. And Maggie Wolfendale got a chance to catch up with Javier.
The Mouttet Mile has become so popular that it's attracted Hall of Famers here to ride. Is Javier Castellano. And Javi, you had been invited a couple times, but this year you accepted the invitation. You're down here in Jamaica. Talk a little bit about the decision to come down.
That's exactly what you say, Maggie. I have an opportunity the last couple years to ride the horses, and unfortunately I have a commitment to ride because we had the same day, the Cigar Mile, he ended up on the same day in the calendar. But I'm very fortunate to be here today, very blessed to be here, participate with beautiful tribe, beautiful fans. They're very passionate for their horses, and I'm looking forward, very excited to be here.
You are riding a couple, including last year's Chairman's Plate winner in Run Julie Run, but as well as kind of the hometown hero, if you will, Ride All Day in the Mouttet Mile. Talk a little bit about getting on these horses. Obviously, Ride All Day, a son of a coma, horse you're very familiar with.
Yeah, I'm so excited when I see the replays. It seems to me, oh, I know the horse. I think
He looks just like him.
Long, beautiful stride. And I like it. I watch your replay. It seems to me very competitive horse. It's a mile race. That's that's the best wiper. And, you know, he always like to be that distance. And it seemed to me like it tried to break out of the gate, get a good position in the race, and go from there.
Wishing you the best of luck, and it's so good to see you down here.
Thank you. That's why, Maggie.
Maggie, thank you. So great to see Javier Castellano there. Racing underway over at Caymanas Park, and I'm sure a real thrill for the fans there to get a chance to see Hall of Famer Javier Castellano riding this afternoon.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously they're down there. They've got their own racing, but they're fans of American racing as well.
Yeah.
And to see Javier there has probably been a joy for a lot of lifelong racing fans in Jamaica.
Like he said, so much passion there in Jamaica as well. And the beautiful sight with the mountains in the background. We have the 7th race coming up. That'll be the first one on our live coverage. That's the Grade 3 Chairman's Plate. Maggie and Andy with us in Jamaica. Looking forward to getting that live racing coverage coming up on our show.
That's right, Acacia, as we just got the riders up call here in the paddock. And Andy, the champ from last year, Run Julie Run, she's back to defend her title.
And she's going to be very hard to beat in here. First of all, picking up Javier Castellano, obviously
doesn't hurt.
Not going to hurt her at all in this race. But also, there's not an abundance of speed in this race. I think there's so much more speed in the Mouttet Mile than here. And maybe much like Aqueduct, which apparently Speed's been very good at today, Speed's been pretty good here, and I think Run Julie Run just might be better than these horses.
And it's not like she's a need the lead type,
I
but
agree.
she puts herself in a forward position.
And I think Javier is going to do just that. You know, when you get a Javier Castellano coming down here, he knows what he has to do. She's going to be tough to beat. If there's an upset, I'm just not sure who it's going to be.
I really couldn't find anybody either. Acacia, looks like the racing has been wonderful up there at Aqueduct, but can't beat the weather here.
Amen to that. We miss you guys here. Of course, it's just not a big day in New York without Andy and Maggie, but I'm sure they're having a great time and enjoying the wonderful people of Jamaica. We look forward to seeing their tans when they come back. Horses getting the leg up there for the Grade 3, the 4th running of the Chairman's Plate.
Say enough about the hospitality. And I tell you what, I hope you guys watched earlier and you got a look at that Solomon Sharp outfit, because he's looking awfully good. And I think they're heading to the track, or they're heading towards the gate. They're actually getting ready to go in. And the 5 Run Julie Run, currently 1-2. And I'll tell you what, she looks like a 1-2 shot on paper, Mag.
She does. I mean, now dipping down to 1-5. Andy, the only horse that I thought might give her a little bit of a challenge was number 6, Divine Force. But at the end of the day, he looks like a horse that's kind of more or less a slow plotter. Maybe he can pick up the pieces late. I did like the look of him in the paddock. I love the notes down here on the form. They actually do my job for me. Tongue tie off tells you all of the equipment. So last time out, he was just, you know, wired by 2 horses who are more forward than he was.
And that's really thanks to the incredible work that Michael Cain does here. I can't say enough. The guy does absolutely everything around here, including putting the charts together and the PPs. He's an indispensable part of the racing down here at Caymanas Park in Jamaica.
Exactly. There is a horse in here that sometimes will hold up proceedings at the gate. That's number 11, Unruly Mo. He is breaking towards the outside as we just see Run Julie Run heading into line. She will look to defend her title at 1-5 in this Chairman's Plate. Looks to be about 3 horses out here, Andy. I think we're kicking things off pretty chalky.
Yeah, I think so. And Unruly Mo, you mentioned, one of the few horses not yet loaded, could be forwardly placed in this race as well, but is absolutely the heavy favorite, Run Julie Run's race to lose.
Oh, we'll send it up to track announcer here at Caymanas Park, Brian Rickman, for the call of the Chairman's Plate.
So Unruly Mo, being unruly, perfectly named. And Neo Star also lining up for 4. So 2 to load, Neo Star and Unruly Mo. Unruly Mo looks to be in. Neo Star is in, field in line. This is the Chairman's Plate. 9 furlongs, 25 yards. Starter ready. They're off for the Chairman's Plate. Sheer Delight steps off just a beat slow. Several horses want that lead. Immeasurable Joy is down on the rail. Provident moving ahead. Neo Star also rushing through as they make their way down the far side and leave the near side and leave the mile pole behind them. Neo Star out in front, Unruly Mo, I Dream Again racing in the slipstream. Mac and Rome on the outside of Run Julie Run. Blue Vinyl is further back along with Provident held up for a late kick. Divine Force races next with Pretty Perfect and Immeasurable Joy as they take to the far side and run toward the 6. Oil Machine second from the back, and last of all it is Sheer Delight. 6 furlongs remaining in the Chairman's Plate. They're on the back stretch, and Unruly Mo now ekes out a narrow lead. Run Julie Run right alongside, running the rail. That's the grey. Neo Star is next. I Dream Again taken off the fractions. Mac and Rome begins to make ground. 2.5 to 3 lengths separates the first 5 as they charge to the half mile. Blue Vinyl is next with Divine Force. Oil Machine has made good progress. Provident is there too. A gap of some 5 lengths back to Immeasurable Joy as they quicken up, leaving the half mile. Sheer Delight making some progress, and Pretty Perfect now struggling last of them all as they come toward the final 3/8 of a mile in the Chairman's Plate. I Dream Again with the lead. Neo Star attacking on the outside. Run Julie Run being urged to get closer. Mac and Room a left back. Blue Vinyl now looks to be circling horses, but they're about to come thundering into the lane. It is Neo Star in the center, kicking in on the outside. Here is a Blue Vinyl, and Blue Vinyl now grabs the lead on the run toward the final furlong. It is a Blue Vinyl now dashing away from them. Neo Star has cried enough. Run Julie Run needs to do more. Oil Machine and Sheer Delight racing on the outside, but it is Blue Vinyl inside the final 16th. Radish, the sneaky Fox Roman, will take the Chairman's Plate easily in the end on the Blue Vinyl. They win by maybe 5 over Sheer Delight. Then Provident, Oil Machine, Run Julie Run is 5th.
Andy, ridden by Radish Roman, who is one of the leading riders here at Caymanas, trained by Gary Subratti. Bit of an upset and off of a layoff. He was much the best.
Not just an upset, an absolutely easy winner in this race. Circled the field. Javier made an early move on the inside with a favorite, and I think a lot of us thought maybe that's going to be all she wrote. Well, it was all she wrote for her as she struggled home 5th. But a decisive win with Blue Vinyl getting the job done really, really easily in this race. I feel like it was a 10-8-3, and if you add that try in there, you're going to collect well. We, on the other hand, were chalk eating weasels and got nothing with Run Julie Run.
You know, I wonder, Javi kind of sensing an slow early fraction that he decided to push her through, but that was not the answer today. Blue Vinyl, patient ride, was able to sweep to the lead, and as you said, 10-8-3-1 unofficially here in the Chairman's Plate as the favorite. She could not even hit the board.
And I wonder a little bit if Javier realized it coming from there, and I don't have any sense the racetrack if he's thinking, I'm not going to be inside in my next 2 mounts today. Probably not the reason she lost. She just did not fire today at all.
Yeah, it was a disappointing, rare performance from her. But as we are soaking in the sunshine, we're hoping that our counterparts in New York are staying warm as we welcome Greg Wolf and Richard Migliori to the show, guys. It'll be good to hear your voice, but I'm having fun here with Andy.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's a little warmer down here probably.
I think it's impossible not to have fun if you are in Jamaica for Mouttet Mile Day. Good to have you both on, see the work you're doing. Tremendous, big one, obviously.
Back here for the Bruce on the Loose, Andy, as we do see 2 horses vying for favoritism. We'll start with the horse who does make his Jamaican debut, and that's Of a Revolution. He's so untrustworthy, in my opinion.
I agree with you. We talked about it last night, you and I was looking at it more last night, and I totally agree. Obviously, he's capable of winning this race. He draws well towards the outside, but I just don't think you can totally trust him, especially at a short price.
Last time we saw him in the States was back in late August. He was on the synthetic. He was chasing a very fast pace, and before that, though, I thought his last dirt race was really bad.
Yeah, I like I said, could he win? Yeah, but I think you and I want to go in a different direction. We're also a little surprised to see how much money Desert of Malibu is taking in here, the number 2, the 6-year-old mare. Well, we're interested in a filly in this race, but it's not Desert of Malibu. Not that she can't win.
No, of course. She did finish second to Ride All Day, who will be one of the favorites in the Mouttet Mile. It does feel as though she's probably best here at this sort of, kind of sprint distance. She can go out to a mile, I would say. She did finish up her last race lugging in and on the wrong lead.
Well, that's your specialty.
department.
I'll leave you
I
with
know.
that. And Maggie was watching replays while I was sleeping, or betting on Mika in the Cigar Mile, but I'll complain about that another day. We're both interested, actually, independently in the same horse in this race.
And she is a 3-year-old filly who is fast, Andy. She comes out of 5 furlong races that are run on the straight, so almost quarter horse style, and she won her last race by 7 lengths, so really dominating.
And it feels like she's a 3-year-old filly that's really improving a lot. I mean, she's been spectacular lately sprinting, and I definitely think she's a player in this race at least a decent price as opposed to the other 2 horses. Javier Castellano's mountain here, maybe not his best mount. He's probably going to be favored in the Mouttet Mile. A bigger price in here with Wall Street Trader, and I have a feeling that Javier won't be going anywhere near the rail again.
Yeah, that didn't work out for him in the Chairman's Plate, so we'll see. Do you think there is any sort of bias here?
I don't, it's hard to say there's a bias. I mean, you're not familiar with the horses, but it just seems like the best running has been done towards the outside. I mean, I'm not looking to fault Javier. He hadn't really ridden here. There's no really way of knowing that, but it just felt, watching that and the way that horse didn't run well, and then watching a couple more races, it just seemed like the best running was towards the outside.
Now, do you think Mighty Gully is the speed of the speed in here? Will she be in front? She does get in very light, being a 3-year-old filly, 109 pounds.
Well, I mean, that's not an easy thing for me to judge around here because I don't have the benefit of the time form pace projector. I'd like to encourage them to do pace figures for these races, but I'd love to see her forward. She certainly can be forward. Do we think there's a ton of speed in here? I didn't think there was an enormous amount of speed in here.
No, there isn't. And Of a Revolution, kind of getting back to him, he's not that fast, though. In the mornings, Andy, he has been virtually running off with Radish Roman in the irons, even in the mornings, and he's a very tough horse to handle. He can get very high-headed, and I wonder if he just puts his hands down and lets him go.
It's possible from the outside, and it's not a good situation, obviously, for the horse that we like if he does that, because then he's going to be pressing on her. Now, maybe she can take back, but it'll be interesting, and you should say, if he's been running off in the morning, could run off in the afternoon as well.
So, Mighty Gully for you?
I'm with you. I'm sticking with you with Mighty Gully. I thought she was interesting. We independently managed to come up with her, for better or for worse.
And she's up there currently at 7-2, which is actually shorter than I thought she would be.
I agree. I'm surprised, especially how much money both the 2 and the 12, are taking in here.
Choice.
But I'll take 7-2 on her. I think she's dangerous.
All right, we'll send it up to Brian Rickman with the call of this Bruce on the Loose.
Of a Revolution at 3-2 in the betting, comes into 12. Is that a fact? Is in at 11? We wait on Desert of Malibu to load at 2. This is the Bruce on the Loose Sprint Trophy. Desert of Malibu in, field in line, 6.5 furlongs. Michael Sims is ready. They're off for the Bruce on the loose. Fair start, interesting times ahead, misses it, left at the back. Mighty Gully took off fast on the far side. California Crown is moving quickly. Desert of Malibu is right there too as they sort themselves out. Desert of Malibu now gets that lead. Florindia looks to be on the outside of California Crown. Over Revolution chasing. They're just about 3 lengths separates that group. Wall Street Trader races up next as they make their way, leaving the 5 and head toward the half mile. Out in front, Desert of Malibu. Over Revolution moving right down alongside her. Just in behind those, Florindia and a California Crown. Mighty Gully has made progress. Toward the outside is that a fact. Racing up with Wall Street Trader. A Money Market races up next. Mamma Mia has been left out of it. Supremacy and Get a Pepsi toward the back. Interesting times ahead is last as they have turned for home. Desert of Malibu and Of a Revolution matching strides, and Of a Revolution looks to have the head in front. Desert of Malibu not finished. She's fighting back, but Of a Revolution continues to just hold a slim lead. Desert of Malibu is there. Mighty Gully trying to close up. It is Of a Revolution now driven out and beginning to get the upper hand. Of a Revolution and Radish Roman Heel have his second win. They take it from Money Market. Desert of Malibu, California Crown, and Supremacy in a photo in behind.
Of a Revolution, Andy, the class did prevail here.
It was, and I'll tell you something else. Nothing wrong with the rail there.
No.
We saw the second horse come up the inside, the third horse who battled down the inside, and Ever Revolution really deserved that win. Both he and the other favorite, the other horse Taking Money, battled the whole way. I thought our horse, both you and I, were doing a little cheering for Mighty Gully. She just didn't have enough and came a little empty at the end.
Yeah, it looks like it's 12-9-2 unofficially here. Desert Malibu kind of dueled into submission by Of a Revolution, who honestly was just best. And maybe this is a sign of good things to come for this team of Radish Roman and Anthony Nunes.
We've seen good things from him so far in today's show, so we'll see what happens to Mouttet Mile. And, you know, the second place finisher, you and I didn't get a chance to talk about, that horse has now run second seven times this year with just one win. So found exactly what he wants to do, Money Market. In the air, we were surprised what a big price he was. We were talking about it. He got up for second, but there's no doubt about it. The winner was best.
9-5 over 33-1. So nice exacta here in the Bruce on the loose that they have to spend at the airport, and then they're allowed to come here. So obviously enough time to acclimate, as his last race in the States was back in August. The problem is, they weren't that good.
Yeah, it does feel like his form kind of eluded him lately. It's amazing looking at his PPs. You don't have to go back that far to see Mage, Forte in the Florida Derby, where he ran just his third start. And he's obviously run races that would make him way too good for these horses. But it's a little bit hard to believe he's the same horse.
I agree. Where do you think he lies as far as his best trip? This one-turn mile feels like it actually might be one of his better distances.
Yeah, I mean, he feels like a horse that can easily put himself in the race if he needs to do it. It's just, I mean, I think it's really just a question of him is, do you trust him? If you trust him to come here and run one of his good races, I mean, this horse that was running buyers in the 90s, his last two figures were low 70s, high 60s, which aren't going to be good enough to be competitive in this race. It's a tough race. And it's interesting, I think one of the things I've seen has evolved here in the 3 years I've been coming. This race has been getting better and better every year. And this is absolutely the strongest running we've seen. So it might not be such easy pickings to come from out of town and win.
Well, as they once said, I think Wayne's World, if you build it, they will come. And I feel like that's what they've done here with the Mouttet. Well, I'm quoting Wayne's World.
Field of Dreams, Maggie.
Field of Dreams.
It's a baseball movie.
I think they quoted, they said it in Wayne's
The
World.
Orioles
Anyway.
weren't winning when that movie came out.
Right, I wasn't paying attention. But I know. Anyways, but Nautical Star, Greg in here, he has looked exceptionally well training here at Caymanas in the mornings.
Well, we know your homework. You need to watch some Kevin Costner movies. It's an interesting read with this horse. And, you know, to their point, I don't know how you trust this horse. You don't know what kind of performance you are going to get.
Yeah, I think it's a very fair point. You know, I was telling you off camera, I've got a rooting interest in Nautical Star. He is by Dixie Chatter, a horse that I won a grade 1 on in California for Richard Mandela. And he was also a graded stakes winner on turf as well, so dirt or turf, so kind of interesting there. I just think it's such a great, it just seems like such a great event there, right? You know, we have our buzz going on here, the excitement. It looks like they are just, everybody is so into it. And we know how, in Jamaican culture, how into the racing they are.
No better fans in this sport, and we've seen it grow the few years it's been on our air, and they're trying to make it sort of like what you see Melbourne Cup Week or for Breeders' Cup Weekend. They want to make it a whole week-long event. It's certainly growing in stature each year we've had it on, and we'd love to see it get even bigger. As for Anthony Baba Nunez, real quick, and now we're getting back to New York here, don't count out his talk, too. That's a horse who seems like he's kind of rounding into form for him a little bit as we get back to New York Park. Blue Vinyl with the victory in this 10-8-3 finish in the Chairman's Plate.
Nice effort. One pretty easy rider was standing up, galloping over the line. So are the other 3 riders behind him as well, though.
4-1 on your winner. Returns $10.36 for the victory. Let's go to Maggie.
Here with champion jockey at Caymanas Park, Radish Roman, and a great win here aboard Blue Vinyl, upset victory as well. You were very patient today, and boy, he responded beautifully through the lane.
Yes, thank you very much. Blue Vinyl, I've been riding him from 3 years old, so I kind of know him inside out, so I just come, try to get a clean break and pick a good position and relax him as best as possible. And I know when I ask him, he will give me what I ask him for.
He was there for you every step of the way. I have to ask you about your mount in today's big race, the Mouttet Mile. Nautical Star, a horse that you're not that familiar with in the afternoons, but that you've been on in the mornings. What can you tell us about him?
Well, he's a very nice horse and he's willing in the morning time and he's working exceptionally well. So I think he will do his best out there later from now.
Well, that'll be icing on the cake, I'm sure, for you. Well, congratulations here with the big win.
Thank you very much, Maggie.
Nautical Star, very interesting horse who, we mentioned it yesterday in the program and competed against Forte in the Florida Derby. Graded stakes placed. We saw him in the Gallant Bob and a wet track at Parks. So he brings in some very solid form in the U.S.
Yes, some solid credentials and a horse that, we're more familiar with. So it's always, you can always be attracted to horses that you've seen compete. And he's faced some very good horses here stateside.
Trainers Championship race on the line. Anthony Baba Nunez, he will send out Nautical Star. Chance trailing Jason DaCosta right now with 6 days remaining in the meet. But, of course, this Mouttet Mile going to go a long way in determining who wins it. He's got a big shot to overtake DaCosta. We'll have the story of Anthony Baba Nunez when we come back as we get set for the Mouttet Mile from Kingston.
And congratulations to the rider, Radish Roman. And one thing I really like what they do, Greg, they put the groom's name in the program
Love
there.
that.
So congratulations to the groom, Tafara Wright, as well. I really hope we adopt that because the grooms are such an integral part of the whole game.
Let's go to Maggie.
Here with Baba Nunez, who sent out of a revolution to take down this Bruce on the loose. And Baba, a horse that you got from the States, truly had some back class, and he showed it here today.
Yeah, he really did. We got to thank the owners, One Gander Racing, for giving me the opportunity. Sorry, and of course Safi Joseph, because he suggested to the owners to give me a shot, and I really appreciate that. So thanks to his entire team.
We saw the feature on you earlier, and how much, taking this all in stride, the success that you've had, and surely horses like this coming along, including the one in the next, Nautical Star, making life as a trainer pretty special.
Yeah, it's really nice when you have horses like this to wake up to come at 4 o'clock in the morning, and a good 2-year-old and a good older horse always gets you here.
How about Nautical Star in the next?
Well, he's trained really well, obviously. I mean, just like our Revolution, he got a little tired in the end, and that's what worried me, is that we came in October. They'd only really run twice for the year. And so I was a little nervous about that. And obviously that's still a question mark in the back of my head, but he's really trained nicely, and he's been pretty straightforward on everything we've asked him to do. And so, you need racing luck.
It's always the truth. It comes down to that. Well, congratulations here, and best of luck in the next.
Thank you so much.
One more look down the stretch. Radish Roman aboard, and that's who will be aboard Nautical Star for Anthony Baba Nunez in the Mouttet Mile.
Well, I tell you what, great job by our team down there in Jamaica, doing that feature on him, and then obviously him having this success. So they must have did some good handicapping even before.
Huge win for this barn, who had won 3 consecutive training titles and now in chase mode a little bit, trying to catch Jason DaCosta, who's won the last couple. And it's going to come down to the wire. 6 days remaining in this meet. Big one here, and this is going to go a long way to determining who is going to be the champion trainer in the Mouttet Mile. Anthony Baba Nunez with 2 in here. He's got Tiz Tuck, and the aforementioned Nautical Star will make his local debut with that Mouttet Mile. We'll get you back out to Kingston momentarily. More than a month after Hurricane Melissa wreaked havoc as one of the most disruptive storms in history, many communities across Jamaica are still facing dire needs. While approximately 280,000 people have been reached with humanitarian assistance, over 90,000 households remain displaced, but the community remains resilient, determined to get back on their feet.
So the reality of this storm was that we had a few days of preparation more than we normally do. It was very slow going. We weren't sure where it was going to hit, and we weren't sure how strong it was going to be when it was going to hit. We had quite a few days of developing of the storm.
Hurricane Melissa, now a Category 5 storm.
A Cat 5 storm with max winds around 160 miles an hour.
What country could be prepared for 185-mile-an-hour winds and an historic hurricane?
This is definitively the biggest storm I've ever seen in my lifetime. This is one of the strongest storms in history. Our first initiative was to pack care packages. There are immediate needs after a storm. People need water, they need food, they need hygiene packages, they need some kind of shelter. So far, we have done over 1,000 care packages to over 18 communities across the hardest hit areas of the island.
We limbed trees to an extent, but there are quite a few, so we did what we could near to buildings. We boarded up all of our houses with ply on the windows, made sure water tanks were full, checked and serviced generators, and made sure that vehicles were parked in safe places, all fueled up and ready. When it got really bad, about 132, and it was like 185 plus, that's when roofs started to lift and move and go. But it was pretty devastating to really see it. I rebuilt this place after Gilbert in 1988, and Jamaica as a whole got very badly hit because it traveled from one end to the other. This kind of just came across here. It was just me and my father at that time rebuilding. Now I've got 2 boys to help us with, and my wife, who has been absolutely amazing. She's held us together. She's provided direction and focus. We just provide the energy. So my wife has been amazing. My 2 boys, Cameron and Douglas. Incredibly proud. The guys of the community, our workers, have rallied around. They've been here long hours, hard work. Chainsaws. Well, it's been a struggle, but they've been amazing.
Jamaica is an incredibly blessed place. We are truly unique. I think we are one of the smallest countries with the biggest impacts globally. We have a tough road ahead of us. The important thing is that we're all ready to work and we're all ready to get back to where we were. So certainly, while it's not going to be a short-term recovery, it's certainly going to be a recovery where Jamaicans are committed to getting back there.
It's been a struggle. But I'm very proud of everybody.
Just devastating what happened out there. If you want to do what you can to help, and any little bit would help, go to supportjamaica.gov.jm. Over 144,000 households remain without power right now. Almost 100,000 households without reliable water, so they are still in the thick of this.
Yeah, but you see the resilience and the spirit of the Jamaican people and how they've gone through similar things in the past and the way they band together. You know, community is everything, particularly when you have disasters of this nature. And, you know, the fact that they were able to pull off you know, having this, you know, race that they're turning into a racing festival, again, speaks.
Here with Fiona Fennell of the Jamaican Tourism Board. And Fiona, you guys are sponsors of the Mouttet Mile. Why is this race so important to Jamaican tourism?
Well, I mean, it's a segue to Kingston, which is one of our resort areas. So you can come watch this race at Caymanas Park, and you can go anywhere else. Devon House, you can go downtown, you can go to Skyline Drive. It's a lot of activities for tourists in Kingston. We're like the cultural capital of the Caribbean.
I could not agree more. I've gotten to partake in some of those adventures. What is your favorite thing to do in Kingston?
Wow, I would say eat.
Same.
There's so much food everywhere. Last evening we were at Mystic Thai and the vibe was awesome. Families, friends, everybody just sitting having a meal. There's music and it's just relaxing.
I cannot agree more. It's my first trip here. I will definitely be coming. I will definitely be coming back, and thank you for being a sponsor of the Mouttet Mile. Yes. It's truly a wonderful event.
Yes, it is. And it's a niche, and you see individual enthusiasts, you see families, you see generational people getting together because they love horse racing. They bet, they drink, they have fun. I love it.
Guys, come to Jamaica and have fun.
Seems pretty hard not to from the scenes we've been getting from Caymanas as we get a look at our post-parade here, and Pack plays at a big price.
Big price here, just stretching out after sprinting in November.
Here's Tiz talk for Anthony Baba Nunez, Dane Nelson, local rider aboard.
Well, got a top horseman in his corner, and his horse is coming off of a couple allowance races wins this year.
Legacy Isle with Emsale Jaramillo.
Yeah, and this horse looks like he is going to be a handful. Just a nice record he's compiled with 8 wins from 22 career starts.
Saw outsider champion Bubbler go by here. Is Nautical Star. Radesh Roman, Anthony Baba Nunez connections won the last race.
Yeah, a horse that's 3 for 11 lifetime, but he ran against some of our better horses here stateside.
Here's the speedy filly who is coming off the fastest mile run at the track this season.
That makes her interesting.
Supernatural Power.
Makes her interesting right there. She's already run the fastest mile there.
Sensational Soul, one of 2 native bred runners in the field, the 9.
Yeah, did win the Guineas early in the year, but has not won since that race June 8th.
Big price, main mistress, excuse me.
Does have speed. Won her last 2 starts gate to wire. Her 2 starts gate to wire recently.
Ride All Day the 11 coming off a win owned by that all-female partnership that includes one of the top sprinters in the history of the Olympics, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price.
Yeah, was it the Castellano mount? I'm sorry, did we skip?
Yeah, Ride All Day the 11.
Yeah, okay, yeah. We have the trainer, 45 Jamaican Triple Crown race winners. He was a Bob Baffert of Jamaica.
And Mojito, the 15, we saw go by, another of those Jamaican-bred runners with that outside slot.
Yeah, won this race last year, right? So
Tell you what, guys, the energy here, it really is electric. I mean, the fans are truly the best in the game.
It's amazing. It really is. I mean, I say it every year. It's not exaggerating. It's just a great group of fans here. A lot of people having a great time and a huge day. And I can't say enough how much they've done to build up the Mouttet Mile to the big race it's become. Terrific running this year. Much better than any of the other runnings.
And we see it with the quality of horse that comes in here as number 7. Nautical Star will look to give Radesh Roman and Anthony Nunez, Baba Nunez, of course, back-to-back wins here. You know, Baba expressed to me he's concerned about fitness levels. Well, I'll tell you what, Andy, looking at this horse in the paddock, he should not be. This horse looks ready to go.
Yeah, hasn't obviously run since late in August, and he's another one of these horses that has big races going back. I think the bigger question, I know he ran second in the Oakland Mile, or I should say third, I think. I don't know, is he really necessarily best this distance, or is he better going a little shorter?
That's true. Oaklawn Mile, though, around 2 turns. Does that have any bearing on that?
Well, it's actually better
sentiment?
because it's a one-turn mile, so, you know, similar, obviously, to we run at Aqueduct and Belmont. So I guess it won't be a real problem. The real question becomes the pace. I mean, how much speed does he have? Because I find it hard to believe they're not going to be moving a bit up front here.
And one of those horses that could be forward is number 4, Legacy Isle. He was the beaten favorite last year in the Mouttet Mile. He comes in here in pretty good form, riding a 2-race win streak.
He's been sensational this year. 8 starts, 5 wins in 1 second. 1 race he didn't finish. So when he's finished, he's got 5 wins in 1 second and 7 starts. And as you say, he's stretching out. So it's hard to imagine he's not going to be forward in this race. And it doesn't hurt to have MSAL Aramillo riding him as well.
No, that's very true. As another rider that we're familiar with, Javier Castellano, he is looking to get Ride All Day, the 3-year-old by Vekoma, home here. Andy, I know this horse has a lot of, kind of rooting interest with Solomon Sharp and the group of ladies that he's put together. They are hyped and ready to go to root home their horse in here. But Ride All Day, he's a 3-year-old, and he's taking on some pretty tough rivals, though he has held his own, I think, against many of them.
And he has won at the mile distance. He's been running more shorter races. And it's interesting about him, I remember when he broke his maiden, his first time out here on Mouttet Mile last year. I remember saying, there's a Vekoma that can really run, they told us. It was him, and now Ride All Day is one of the favorites in the Mouttet Mile a year later. It's pretty cool, actually.
It really is cool, and he has been consistent as they come. Another horse, watching him run, he's trying to go further, but I think he's going to be able to do it based upon his action and the way he's put together. And
I was able to finally get onto my Naira Bets account through the little bit of internet issues.
Okay.
And I bet a few bucks on our horse, the 13 Gervano. I think we're both hoping the pace is hot because she comes from well back.
Yeah,
he does, excuse me.
He's another 3-year-old in the mix here. And last time we saw this great late surge. That was going 9.5, so it's actually a cutback for him today.
Well, you know me, I'm a sucker for a cutback, especially 2 turns to 1 turns. And interesting, they talked about speed being really good here.
It hasn't.
I've seen plenty of horses making runs on this track, so I'm not overly concerned the track's carrying anybody. It's a pretty fair racetrack here, and man, it's just electric here. I mean, you don't have to manufacture the excitement for Mouttet Mile Day. I mean, imagine what it's like when you're a track full of Jamaicans.
And we were talking, every track in America has a Jamaican crowd. And, obviously that's amplified here, but they are the most well-informed, well-educated racing fans, I think, in the game.
No, it's true. I mean, it's true of the fans that we have in New York, where we obviously spend a lot of time with them, and it's very true here. I mean, they obviously watch the races in New York a lot. We spend a little time in the simulcast area where they have all the tracks going, but this is their day. I mean, we had a big day in New York today, and thanks to everybody that supported us, we had a record handle day, based on, or at least not a record day, but a great day, almost $16 million, and they're rocking it today in Jamaica at Camanas Park.
They are. I have a total bomb for you, just one that caught my eye in the paddock. I cannot make her whatsoever on paddock on Fort. In fact, she's 99 to 1 up there, Andy.
The 14?
Champion Bubbler.
Oh, okay. I gotta find that one.
She is number 6. I know. You can make a little bit of a case for her. She was actually in pretty good form earlier in the spring. She went off form. She had a break. She came back. She had an improved effort, second off the bench. Now she's third. And furthermore, I was having a really nice chat with her owner. So
well, that's usually a very winning strategy to talk to the owners. The biggest concern for her at 99 to 1, there's always concerns. Can she go this far?
Yes, and that is honestly a question mark for several of these. Will Ride All Day get better with more distance? I think that's a question for her. But no matter which way you shake it, Andy, this is a great edition of the Mouttet Mile. It is the 4th. It is $300,000 US on the line. We send it up to Caymanas track announcer Ryan Rickman for the call.
At 5-2, we'll load at 11. Ride All Day coming up to gate 11. Ride All Day is in. Field in line for the 4th running of the Mouttet Mile. Starter ready. This is the one we came here to see. Still waiting. They're off for the fourth running of the Mouttet Mile. Tiz Talk misses it with Fun Can't Done. Digital One took off fast. There goes Legacy Isle now with a kick, and Legacy Isle is the one that leads them past the 7. Pack Plays racing down in second as they make their way toward the 6. Legacy Isle tugging hard. Pack Plays are right alongside as they charge away toward the 6. Dothraki, as they leave the 6, now makes progress. Ride All Day in behind them with a Digital One and a Main Mistress. Supernatural Power is asked to make some ground. Fun Can't Done and Mojito race up almost as a team. Garvano on the outside of a Nautical Star. Unspun is next. Then Tiz Talk, Champion Bubbler, and Sensational Soul brings up the rear as they charge past the half mile and run away now toward the 3 furlong. Legacy Isle on that lead by 2 lengths. Pack Plays in chase and under the pump. Ride All Day is there. Supernatural Power races back and forth as the field strings out. Digital One just in front of Mojito. In behind them, that's a Fun Can't Done asked to make ground. Watch Nautical Star now. Set a light on the outside, but they're coming into the lane. It is a Legacy Isle. Has he escaped them in the Mouttet Mile? Pack Plays continues to pursue over against the rail. Here is Ride All Day now kicking in, but Legacy Isle drifting off a true line but still holding that lead. Ride All Day is there. In behind them, Pack Plays. They race past the furlong pole. Legacy Isle and Ride All Day in a battle, and Ride All Day now snatches the lead inside the final 16th. It is Ride All Day and Javier Castellano making short work of the field. They win by almost double digits. Legacy Isle and Fun Can't Done come next. Could be Supernatural Power out wide of Digital One.
Ride All Day, Andy. Javier Castellano up the rail. We have some happy people down here around the winner's circle. This horse didn't just win, Andy. He destroyed this field.
Absolutely huge performance by him, and also a very good performance by the runner-up,
Yes.
who set an extremely fast pace and never really collapsed. But Ride All Day, an amazing story. A year from breaking his maiden first time out, gets it done, and Solomon Sharp so excited he took his wig off.
He took his wig off. He was riding with his wig as he got
5 Triple Crown winners overall. Wow.
Let's go to Maggie.
I am pleased to be joined by one of these 7 ladies who now own Ride All Day, Jackie Stephen Leckler. And Jackie, honestly, you were a wonderful host yesterday to me and everybody else on your boat, but we were talking about what if this happens. You're actually a little more subdued than I thought you would be.
Well, this is crazy. I'm a owner of a horse for 3 days, and my horse won! Ride All Day is the best. She's awesome. And I'm now hooked. You told me I was going to be hooked.
I did. I told you all it takes is a win. How this feeling? I know you just jumped into this industry, but to come out a winner on a day like this, there's no better feeling.
This is very special because it's a very big sport for Jamaica. 5 weeks post Hurricane Melissa, Jamaica's in a bad way, 30-40% of us. So to just be here with Jamaicans trying to build our sport, enjoy it, this means a lot to me. And I'm happy to be part of it. And we won!
We won! I'm so excited for you. Congratulations, and go get that picture, and you'll definitely have more champagne.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
This lady, man, I'm a fan of hers, Greg. She has been so fun, and Ride All Day really proving he was much the best.
You could say that most times he is lined up. Again, 8 for 10 lifetime mark and wins the big one here in the Mouttet Mile. And Javier Castellano up the inside with a big victory to close out the day.
Very cool. The excitement is infectious. You could feel it through the TV, just how thrilled. It's very, very...
Here with Javier Castellano, who guided Ride All Day to a big victory in the Mouttet Mile. And Javi, wow, right up the rail. You had to be excited with the pace you were getting.
I knew it's going to be a lot of spin the rail. I got a good possession outside and let him develop the horse. He made me remember Vicoma. That is that. We have a lot of success together in the past. I won the Bluegrass with the horse and the Mile, the Care. We have a lot of great one races for the horse. He's like that, you know. He's a beautiful, wonderful horse. Develop himself. He got really good kick. I don't want to go wide just to cut the corner, save all the ground. The rest is the same.
Javi, nice first trip to Jamaica, huh?
First time, I think it's meant to be. I was supposed to come twice. I didn't make it, but now this is the right time, the right place. I'm so excited, happy to be here.
Excellent. Well, guys, well done. Congratulations to the whole Ride All Day team.
Javier Castellano, 4-time Eclipse Award winning rider. Been trying to lure him to Kingston for a few years, and worth the wait.
And for a horse like this, you might be able to lure me out of retirement, but congratulations. Terrific ride by Javier. And congratulations to the connections as well as the groom, Devin Biggs. It's right there in the program. I hope we adopt that here in New York. The grooms need to be recognized.
14-time champion trainer Philip Fiani and Ride All Day. What a career this one's starting to put together. 8 for 10 lifetime. Wins the Port Royal Sprint last time out and now takes the Mouttet Mile. And, you know, this, as we've said, 4th running of this race, but this was by far the strongest edition.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I think the race is gaining traction where people are seeing what a great vibe it is there, the excitement level, and want to participate. Now, he won the Port Royal. Wasn't that where Captain Jack Sparrow and those, you know, pirate movies? He was in Port Royal, wasn't he?
Was he?
I believe so.
I have to look back. I'll trust you for it.